the way I have now come to understand goonism, it's the young men and women who have no jobs, who want to take the position of maybe a bodyguard or an assigned policeman to a high-ranking person, a VIP in the country. There are those who are not really bad, but we have looters, we have thieves, we have people with questionable characters who have taken it up and come up with groups or gangs and can even negotiate with various people if they can take care of you or be used to intimidate your opponent or any other person you do not want in an event. That is unfortunately very true.
Are you saying all of you politicians have goons? Is that what you said?
Unknowingly, you could be having them, because sometimes when you're going to an event and you are told it is charged, we have, maybe your opponents are prepared to heckle you or shut you down, or you won't speak, or you won't even reach the podium. You need some reinforcement. And many times we use goons, but we do not have a vision for them. For that situation, for that moment, you might have additional reinforcement, and that's it. So as a nation, it is our problem. It has not started with this regime. I remember when I was young, I actually declared to want to be a member of parliament when I was 25 years. And I was 25 in 2007. Don't calculate my years. I'm very young.
We have.
So, so those days, I could see those with money affording the goons. I didn't afford any. I could just go somewhere, just me and one or two other sympathetic people who want to rally with me and go with me to places. So it began long time ago, but we did not think as a nation what to do with them. Many of these young people want to be something better, want to be part of a solution. But the situation they are in, or the environment they were born and raised in, has not given them any platform to be what they want to become. Case in Study is one of the guys I used to think is a goon. And personally, I had already profiled him. Recently, I spoke to him, and he told me he got a B. He went to a university, deferred, hoping to join later, but couldn't manage. So he ended up with a group of people who have good uniform. They take care of politicians. I've taken the guy back to college, KMTC in Busia. These goons, according to me, need help. We shouldn't just profile them and give them these murky names. Yeah. I think. Is
it practical to help all the young people who don't have employment?
It's good to do something, even if it's halfway or quarter way. Okay. But we go towards a solution. We used to have few goons. Now every town, everywhere there's a politician, they are there. And some of them, if you don't employ them, they now threaten you. You have to hire them. So in places where politics is so volatile, they are there. I don't know other places, but where I come from, especially Busia, it's a place we need to think, maybe to take some of them to NYS, KDF, if they have these skills and they have a dream to bring maybe or maintain some law and order, bring something, solidarity, just make sure the politician is not hurt. Then they fit to be in KDF or to be soldiers, whichever docket.
Okay. Yeah. Prof, one of the biggest areas that has this problem is your county, in Kisumu. What is the best way of dealing with this goonism culture?
Trevor, I have been called all sorts of names.
Including a goon.
Including the Chief Goon. I hear this name.
Including Chief Goon.
And I laugh because I know that I am as harmless as they come. I cannot hurt a fly, but I get elected. Trevor, goonism, as they call it, and youth unemployment, I would say are inextricably linked or inextricably intertwined. I would say they are bedfellows, because whenever unemployed youth mill around a politician, either to gain proximity, opportunity, or a chance for prosperity, they are called a goon. And as Omanyo SG properly states, or stated, it is not every unemployed youth who has a criminal record, who is a thief or a thug, or who wants to commit crime when they're around a politician. Of course, it's unfortunate that we have some who will then be deployed or used to interrupt political meetings. Now, for me, those are the goons. When you are used for criminal purpose by a politician and you agree to be used to disrupt a meeting, to cause violence, or to attack another politician, those now would be goons. For instance, those who disrupted Honorable Orengo the other day in Kisumu when he was... Now, that is not a good thing. But the youth who offer protection to politicians, who escort them to the podium, who are simply around them, who are looking for an opportunity, are simply unemployed youth. It is the obligation of government, first and foremost, to offer opportunity to these youth to get access to opportunities, either in the formal or informal sector, but also leaders.
So has the government failed in that?
That's number one. No, I think youth unemployment, which stands at about now 35%, fairly high, is a national concern. And there must be deliberate policy on the part of government to weed off youth off the streets, offer opportunity in tertiary institutions. And I think the government, or the broad-based government, is making a lot of effort to doing a lot to offer opportunities. For instance, the employment of 100,000 teachers just the other day. The many chances at NYS that absorb almost 1,000 young people every year. Now we have the Nyota program. Yeah. The second phase was launched last week, where every young person, entrepreneur, got 25,000 shillings. The first tranche was also 25,000 shillings. That goes into show. And in my sub-county, in my county, for instance, Kisumu, 76,000 people benefited. We have to embrace deliberate youth policies that give chances to youth and offer them some hope and skill so that they can be absorbed into both the formal and informal sector. Okay. And that is what government is. Remember, the affordable housing project, for instance, has absorbed many youth in skilled and semi-skilled openings. That's important. The road projects that are there, the many road projects that have been launched by His Excellency the President, also offer opportunities to skilled youth to be absorbed in the actual projects. I see many of them in many of the projects that we visit. So, Trevor, a lot has been done and a lot more has to be done. Okay. And yesterday when we were in some other meeting, I told the President that he must be re-elected to ensure that some of these projects that have been launched are completed.
But you also had a security meeting in Kisumu with the County Commissioner Mobudzo, and the directive was that all of you politicians should stop working around young men and seek actual mainstream security.
I think the main thing is this. Yes, I think the main thing is the County Commissioner, the Regional Commissioner, who is a very good people in Nyanza, are willing to assist so that whenever we visit the county, he is able to advise or deploy some policemen to cover security. I think that will not turn away the youth from you, because the youth will still just come. They mill around. Some of them will just be there because they feel comfort just being able to get someone to listen to their problems, someone who has a chance or would know of an opening and things like that. So, but security is important. We need to, of course, use mainstream security, because that then helps so that if there's any incident, we have mainstream security in place. Okay. So the use of the term goon, generic as it may be, does not apply to all the youth who move around us. Some of them are small business people. Some of them are actually even students in campuses. You've heard that her quote-unquote goon is now in MTC.
Yeah. Okay.
I have some graduate individuals. In fact, we have some around town here. Whenever you're walking in town in Nairobi, you'll find a few youth, Ojienda and others, in town. And when you talk to them, you find some of them are actually graduates, but simply unemployed. So when they see you in town, they come greet you, and they walk with you. Wherever you go, it's very easy. I can't walk in town. This Nairobi, if I try walking from the bank, for instance, to the town center, I'll be joined by at least 10 young men walking with me. Why? Because they know me. But when you talk to them, you find that most of them are actually graduates with no jobs, looking for opportunities. Those are not goons, and I am not a chief goon.
Okay. Manzo, what is the best way of dealing with that?
I want to say that what we saw in Kisumu and the attacks in Hosseins Cathedral here in Nairobi, very well coordinated, and also what was in Kisii, all those attacks are associated with politicians. And I'm wondering where the same security was when all those people, first of all, armed themselves. They are carrying pangas, they are carrying bows and arrows, and they are moving to a target, and they walk for more than a kilometer, and the security systems in Kisumu pretend that they don't pick. I'm sure they
actually confirmed that they had prior knowledge.
Yeah, and when they have prior knowledge, they do nothing about it. That really means that it is state-sponsored or has got state blessings. And the worst bit of it is when it attacks church. And as much as my good friend, Senior Counsel, Professor Ojienda, he say that he was encouraging the president to vie again and be president to complete whatever he had started. I want to say that the government enjoys perpetual...
It's called 2 term.
Yes, we call it 1 term. It enjoys perpetual succession. Government enjoys perpetual succession. And that's why we have an election after every 5 years, so that Kenyans can decide who will be their president. And I'm saying, although he has attempted to do something, he has done too little, too late to help the situation with the youths. I want to say that this unemployment, first of all, is caused by the many companies which are no longer investing in Kenya or have left Kenya, because they used to hire a lot of them when they leave school. And that means when you bring the cost of living low and also the cost of electricity, which was recently increased, these are some of the determinants. And therefore something big has to be done to accommodate as many young people as possible. But this is happening mostly in weekends. And you are finding even people who are doing small businesses, people who are gainfully employed, when there are political activities in town, they are around, and some of them have admitted. The good thing with them, they say, who hired them, and even the M-Pesa monies being sent can be traced. And in a situation whereby they destroy property or kill somebody, and the police is also working with them and so far see them or doing nothing when they attack, like in the case of Kisii, I believe those politicians should be properly investigated, because the country has got very good police systems for investigation.
But why is it so difficult to arrest the politicians?
It's just lack of goodwill from the government itself. And this is a message the government of William Ruto is sending to Kenyans. A reasonable Kenyan just watching, who may have voted for William Ruto last time, may decide out of this negligence that they will not vote for him again. So when you refuse to charge the politicians, if a politician, there is enough evidence that they are hiring goons, they should be charged. And where they have killed somebody, it is the politician himself who should be charged with murder. Yeah. This is what will stop them from doing it, because once a politician is charged with murder, then chances are high that they are not likely to participate in the next election, because they will be in jail.
Okay.
And that's the best way to stop it. And the politician who hires people to go and arm others or kill others, really, even the people themselves should mark out that politician and not re-elect.
Okay.
In terms of opinion polling, there's no doubt that President Ruto is still way above the other candidates. Because I say candidates because it is not known who the opposition candidate is. We have many candidates. I think Manzo could also even be a candidate. You have
no. I've got a candidate in the name of
Manzo. You're not running for president.
I'm not a candidate.
Okay,
you have many.
I have a candidate
in the opposition.
Yeah,
and I think you have all these candidates. You have
Sifuna,
you have Matiang'i,
Kalonzo
Musyoka.
Even Rigathi
and even Rigathi could also be a candidate. You cannot tell who the candidate is. So I think we only have the candidate, who is President William Ruto. And because President William Ruto is a candidate of the broad-based arrangement of government supported by ODM and its party leader, Dr. Oburu Odinga, and by the UDA party, we have one candidate that is known, and that is the candidate of choice who will take this country to the next level after the election. Now, let me say this, that I am not worried about the combined strength of the opposition, because the combined strength, I've seen the opinion polling place Kalonzo Musyoka as second, then Edwin Sifuna and Matiang'i as third at 12%. I've seen that. Now, it would of course be a miracle for the opposition to have one candidate. That would be a miracle. We are waiting for that miracle to happen. We want to see that white more.
You don't think they will have?
We want to see that white. I think every opposition candidate has an ambition that must be met or unmet. And I know there are backs and forths in terms of negotiation and in terms of a combination which they think will capture a majority of the votes in the country. But
according to that opinion, yes, that best captures it is Kalonzo Musyoka and Edwin Sifuna.
Yes, Kalonzo Musyoka and Edwin Sifuna would be an interesting combination against President Ruto, but they will still be assailed. They will be beaten. They will be thrashed in the election because
that's wishful thinking.
Combined. I say that because, Trevor, I'll tell you this. To capture the vote in the areas of ODM, the traditional areas of ODM, if you get parts of Western, Nyanza, Coast, Rift Valley, and parts of Central into one vote basket, and if you see what is left out, if it is Eastern or Upper Eastern in that case, and then you have parts of Central, assuming that Rigathi Gachagua were to sacrifice his ambitions to be president in favor of Kalonzo and settle in for instance, a political position, or maybe just say that after the election he will go for prime minister or go for something else. Still, those votes do not add to a win for the opposition.
Okay.
I will tell you that. And then that would mean that you also, when you take in Sifuna and Kalonzo, then it means you must settle Matiang'i into a position so that you have the Kisii vote in the same vote basket for the opposition. So I think for me, the future is as clear as a second term of President William Ruto.
Okay.
My party leader is focused on making it happen. So there's a lot going on under the bridge.
He said that you're not going to field a presidential candidate, and yet the negotiations have not started.
We have not yet started negotiations.
You're not going to field a presidential candidate.
Breathe in, Trevor.
It's the question.
We haven't started negotiations, but we have something going on. You know, you can say you are preparing to approach a beautiful lady. Meanwhile, before you approach that lady, you have to prepare yourself too. Yeah. So we are putting our houses in order, both UDA and ODM, so that when we meet, there is something. But there is something undercurrent going on. So I'm happy that the president is ahead of the pack, and as they keep on pushing and pulling each other in the opposition side, we are advancing, implementing projects. Yeah. He said that he hasn't even felt any impact of any projects that we might put in display. I want to invite him in my county so I can take him around and see whatever is happening.
That's fine, but as the SG, as the SG of ODM, are you confirming here this morning that you will not field a presidential candidate?
Until we finish the negotiations.
You're not giving us a direct answer. Is it a yes or
no?
We have
two sides of the spectrum, Trevor. We have the election coalition and post-election. Post will come if we don't agree. But my hope is we agree and have one formidable presidential candidate and rally behind him.
So as it stands, will you field a presidential candidate or not?
We haven't concluded our negotiations.
All right.
Kalau. We wanted Kalau to be over, and I'm sure before a year to the election, we should be having a candidate who will move around, who the united opposition will sit and come up with one flag bearer at the right time, because we are also aware. We are at the right time because we are also aware. As much as our people are very keen and our masses are really declare now, which we are soon going to do, I am very much sure that when we declare, we will beat President William Ruto with 70% of this vote. You can see he's already lost. He's dropped from 50+1.
Yeah.
And if you are...
Are you saying you'll declare a candidate in the next 20 days? Because on the 10th of August marks exactly 1 year to the elections.
Well, thereabout. You know, plus or minus, we should be able to...
the end of July.
Tentatively, we already know who the candidates are. It's only that we need to polish up a few things and make sure. And I can assure you...
What combination?
I can assure you that... if you look at what is happening right now, you can imagine President William Ruto, supported by ODM, is still polling at 32. It means a lot of people in ODM are dissatisfied with this candidate. And you know what ODM meant. Remember, they were 50-50 with Raila Odinga in the last election. And therefore, we already, you can see, with that big support,
what possible combination?
And ODM has also made demands that it wants a number 2 slot.
What possible combinations are you looking at as a united opposition?
Well, why can't you talk about Wiper? Why are you talking about ODM?
Wiper is not anything without some...
Who are you looking at as a presidential candidate?
Well, you know, each of the political parties have launched their presidential candidature. As a Wiper Patriotic Front, we launched His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka.
Okay.
Rigathi Gachagua has been launched. Muturi has been launched by his party. Martha Karua has been launched.
That's okay, but which
DMP has launched Wamalwa. Already now, Sifuna is launched by Linda Mwanainji.
So what is the first combination you're looking at?
We've got quite a number of combinations, and any of the combinations are a winning combination.
Which one?
If you do,
which one?
If you do Kalonzo Sifuna, they win with 75%.
Kalonzo Sifuna.
If you do Kalonzo any other person, they have 70%.
Who's any other person? You must have options. What options are you looking at? So you've just mentioned Kalonzo Sifuna.
There is Matiang'i, there is Rigathi. Any of those combinations. Any of those combinations, because any of them, as you saw what Muturi did, any of them can declare to support the other. And even Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka is already been launched.
What top 3 combinations are you looking at? You said Kalonzo Sifuna. That's 1. 2.
Matiang'i Kalonzo.
Matiang'i Kalonzo.
No, let him say. They're the ones
say Kalonzo Matiang'i. They should not be declaring.
Yeah. So you said Kalonzo Sifuna.
But we are giving them an opportunity. I don't want to decide for them.
What are the top 3 combinations you looking at?
Sorry?
The third one is Kalonzo Rigathi.
I really don't want to decide for everybody. But I can assure you that whatever candidate they will end up with, the country is ready to send William Samoei Ruto home.
Isn't this what the people are saying, that you're not united?
We are united.
Opposition? Because even now you can't give us the top 3 possible combinations.
No. You see, you cannot just force me into an answer, yes or no answer, because there must be consultations. I don't want to become the consultation. I am aware that consultations are going on at a very high level, and I'm aware that even our followers have made proposals which are winning, and the country has to be changed. William Ruto and his administration have failed totally. That's why we have the goons, we have the killings, we have the abductions, we have a bad economy. I am very sure Kenyans don't want this again. Kenyans are determined to have a better Kenya. If you see the sort of talk he talks about, when he calls other leaders names, you know, a reasonable Kenyan will look at him and say, why is the president abusing other people? And everybody's capacity is known. Just by his own mouth, he's losing votes every day.
At the time of polling, that particular person responding, for example, if they said Matiang'i, I would like Matiang'i to be my president, I'd like Kalonzo to be my president, is at that time they are looking at that person being their president. When you now do a combination and you remove the person whom they thought was going to be the president, it doesn't automatically then say that those polls translate to now the new combination. What about those who are not in that combination? What happens to them? So opinion poll is based on who at that time is the candidate of choice. So right now there are many candidates of choice. The day, if at all they ever, because I don't see them ever doing a united opposition, but if at all they ever, then that will have a lot of fallouts, because then people, the rest who are not feeling like their candidate has been at the top, will now move to where they feel more preferred in terms of whom the candidate they want. But as we speak today, just like Honorable Senator has Senator for Kisumu has said, Ojienda has said, William Ruto is running against nobody right now. He is alone. So the poll that we have at this stage is him against nobody, because the opposition have no candidate. You've asked Dan Manso to give a possible combination. The only one possible combination he's seeing is Kalonzo versus. And Kalonzo has been in this race before. Forever. He has lost in all those races. What miracle is he? What miracle is he going to do this time that is going to make him become a candidate of choice if he failed in all the others before? In fact, if I were opposition, I would say, let's choose a new candidate this time around, because the ones who have been there have been tried, tested, and failed. No. Because you cannot repeat the same thing and expect a different result. It cannot happen.
All right, ladies.
So, for me,
I just wanted to top up on what Marianne has said. Yeah. They are perpetually always having this mentality of number two and fence sitting. No. We have worked with them before. So it's a baggage we removed from our shoulders. Okay. We are now dealing with...
Ladies and gentlemen, you have to leave it there for now.